chenille, ça aussi c'est un petit poisson là, on appelle ça ndakala. Ça c'est ndakala, c'est les petits poissons. En anglais on appelle ça smelt fish.
Ah, d'accord.
Ça c'est dry,
Des
it's just dry.
déferlants, en français des déferlants.
Ah, ok.
C'est ça?
Ça c'est les chenilles, caterpillar.
Caterpillars are a delicacy. They're
You like
roasted.
caterpillar.
My son-in-law loves them.
But it's very good because it's a lot of protein. It's very good. In Africa, they ground it in a blender. You blend it, becomes like a powder. When you're feeding a baby, you can get a 1 tablespoon of this. You mix with the baby food. Very good.
We are now in Lucy's Market, which is a grocery store serving the needs of the Congolese, Hispanic, and Asian community. And I'm talking with Luz herself. This is Luzolo, Nganda. And tell me, when did you first come to Bloomington?
So I first came to Bloomington, that was in June 1996.
You were one of the early arrivals.
Yes. But when I came, I met about 2 or 3 families, but now they are no longer here. So
There were very few companies.
yes, that time.
And how large was the community back then?
So right now, I believe we can reach even 500. Yeah.
And you know everybody.
Almost, yes.
Because
Almost
you
everybody.
can serve everybody's food.
Yes, exactly.
Why did you decide to start a grocery?
So I decided to start a grocery because when I came, it was not a lot of companies. So we used to go to Chicago to do shopping all the time. So then when I see communities getting bigger, so everybody was going to Chicago, driving to Chicago to get grocery stuff. I said, I think that would be good idea to start a small African store here. So that's gonna help the community to traveling from Bloomington to Chicago all the time. So that was when I started. That was in 2009.
Okay. So you've been here a little over 13 years.
Yeah.
And then have you always been at this location?
Yes.
Okay. What proportion, percentage of your food is African?
So usually, I do African. So, the men and, the food I accept is African. But there is some different countries, we use the same mix. So that, bring like Hispanic here and some Asian here. So because they find some food we are similar. So that's
Describe as some basic foods that are on every Congolese table.
So fish with the number one is cassava leaf. Cassava leaf, fufu, makayabu. Also that is salt fish and smoked fish. There's a lot, but the number one is cassava leaf.
Tell me what that is.
Cassava leaf is if the leaf come from cassava, yeah. That is a cassava, cassava. And in Spanish they call it yuca. So because Hispanic people they call it yuca, but we call it in French manioc. Yeah. So that is the main vegetable we use in Congo. But in Congo we use cassava flour for fufu. But most people they mix it with corn flour.
Okay.
Yeah, some they just like it that way, and some they don't want it just like this. They mix with corn flour.
But you can also make fufu flour out of plantain.
Yeah, the plantain, green plantain. They make it also fufu flour, green plantain. But Congolese they don't use it. We don't use this flour. This flour is for Ghana people and the Nigerian people, but not for Congo. Fufu is something like a fufu and pondu. If you visit like 10 houses, I can tell you maybe 8, they're gonna have a pondu and fufu. You can see it, in the table of Congolese. So, when we come in the party, we use this one. Let me show you. This one is the same thing they use for fufu. But this is yuca. They put the yuca in the water, they fermented, they go fermented this, and they do the process to make this. It's just very, if you don't eat fufu, you're gonna eat that one. It's very similar. This one is just a fermented yuca. We call it kwanga. In French, chipan. There is a banana leaf or inside. So to wrap it, then I can show you. I can open the thing. So because just here we use aluminum, but you see the way it goes, and it's just cassava processed inside. So then we call it kwanga. So in the party, we use more kwanga than fufu. Yeah, because to eat fufu is very messy. We don't really eat it because we use the hand, stuff like that. When I eat fufu, I use my hand, to feel it. I'm eating fufu. But this one you can eat with fork because so that's why the reason they don't serve fufu that much in the party. We call it mackerel in French, but in my language we call it thomson. So it's the number one fish we use in Congo. And this one is a cod fish, C-O-D fish. The way we use it, they I don't know, they put salt on it. That was the way we use to prevent, our fish. So you can dry it, or you can put the salt and make it dry. So we call it makayabu. It's very good. So to cook it, you have to leave in the water like overnight, and you change water maybe 2-3 times at night. So next day you remove to the water, you cut it, and we cut onion, tomato, green onion, garlic. You make sauce together, and you add on this. So that is the recipe I give to you to make a makayabu. So here we have is a traditional tea. It's a African tea. In my language, we call it bulu. I don't know if they have it in English or something, but I never see it in America. It's something just comes straight from Congo, and they grow it. It comes with a big tree. Then the leaves, then we dry it. We make it tea. It's very good if you have a flu, coughing, stuff like that. It's very good medicine for that. But you have to cook it just simple like tea. Then you drink it. We call it matembe in my language. We call it matembe. You remove the skin like this before you cook it, and you're gonna chop this one to cook just a regular sweet potato. You will cook it just the way you cook spinach. It's very good, very, very good. Then we eat it with fufu or plantain. This is the plantain, chopped plantain and fried. So we have some donut. That is very similar to donuts. We call it in French beignet, and in my language we call it mikate. In Nigeria they call it papa. So in Ghana they call it. In Swahili, Tanzania, in the east of Africa, they call it mandazi. So you mix flour and sugar and yeast. Then you leave it for a few hours. Then when it starts to, get like bigger, and you add some sugar. Then leave it a little bit again. Then you mix it again. Then you start using the hand to oil, and you fry it. It becomes like a donut. Or you can eat it like snack or breakfast, or you can take coffee with. So it's a very, very good. So,
That's one of the few sweets.
yeah, it's very sweet. So, people love it. So it's very good. So it's good to serve people when you have I don't know, finger food. That is the most finger food we use. And so, people gonna see the video. So they like to try or anything from Africa. They can come to meet me. I'm ready to give anybody the recipe they're looking for. I'm gonna supply the recipe so they can make themselves at home. So I have almost everything you need to cook African food. So thank you so much. Thank you for visiting me. Okay. Thank you.
Quelle est l'importance de cet établissement pour la communauté congolaise?
L'importance de cet établissement, en tout cas, ça aide la communauté congolaise en particulier et en général la communauté africaine. Ici, on peut trouver le produit de l'Afrique, les produits que les Africains utilisent. En tout cas, c'est pour cela que les Congolais viennent ici, ainsi que d'autres Africains